One Man's Opinion. Today I am discussing Westport Country Playhouse's production of the Jeffrey Hatcher adaptation of Frederick Knott's Dial M for Murder, running through July 30th at the Playhouse at 25 Powers Court in Westport, Connecticut. This is Mark Lamos' final directorial effort as Westport's artistic director, and aside from some acting notes, has produced an exciting thriller that has the audience gasping. If you're familiar with the original play or the Alfred Hitchcock film adaptation, not too much has changed with Hatcher's 2022 adaptation. The key major difference is that Margot Wendice, played by Kate Abbruzzese, is having an affair with a woman, Maxine Hadley, played by Krystel Lucas, instead of having an affair with a man. There are some minor details that are changed during the last couple scenes, and at least in this production it is implied that Margot's husband Tony, played by Patrick Andrews, is gay as well. But overall, the story plays out pretty much the same. Set in 1950s London, Tony and Margot have a marriage of convenience. Granted, it's never really clear why Margot marries Tony. Tony admits that he married her for money, which bears why did Margot marry him? Tony is secretly blackmailing Margot for having an affair with American crime novelist Maxine, and uses the blackmail money to hire Lesgate, played by Denver Milord, someone Tony knew from his college years who has a history of criminal activity, to kill Margot, not only because of his bruised male ego, though he admits to having his own affairs, but to inherit her wealth. Oh, the joys of thrillers like this where I can't say much about the story beyond the premise, for if I do, I enter potential spoiler territory. What I can say is pay close attention to the dialogue in the first act. There are little Easter eggs hidden throughout that reveal how things are going to play out later. Though we, the audience, know more than any of the characters, Lamos keeps the tension taut with his hands at our throats as we watch death loom over the stage, unable to avert our voyeuristic gaze, waiting to see who will catch up with all the facts first. Where the production falters is with the acting and direction of the relationship between Margot and Maxine. It all feels way too formal, even for an upper-class Brit and an American. I would have liked it to be much more familiar. The dialogue doesn't need to change, but the affection between the two women could be warmer. Yes, I know that before the play starts, the two have broken off the affair because of Margot being blackmailed and Margot having trust issues, but there should still be some sexual tension between the two, and I didn't feel that. I think some of it may have to do with Lucas's Maxine, who, as an American author who is just starting to find success, probably wouldn't be so formal, especially with a lover or former lover. I don't mind Abbruzese's pretension. In fact, it works well in her performance, especially as that pretentiousness starts to fracture with the idea of someone potentially outing her affair and ruining her. The person who absolutely steals the show during the second act is Kate Burton as Inspector Hubbard, who investigates the killing that happens at the end of the first act. Her timing is pitch perfect in finding the humor in certain beats throughout. Her presence on stage feels luminous as she questions her witnesses and suspects with a dominating razor wit. Andrews, as I said before, gives Tony a slight homoerotic quality about him, especially how he dresses up Lesgate. The height difference between the two adds to the slight erotic teasing Tony gives him. Milord is appropriately dark and brooding as Lesgate, who has probably killed before and doesn't need much prodding to do it again. Andrews also has a tendency to preen across the stage in a gloating fashion as to him knowing more than everybody else as to what's going on because it's his plan that's about to be carried out. Alexander Dodge has designed another amazing set. Not only does the flat meet the stylistic 1950s contemporary design, but everything fits precisely where it belongs in order for the audience to pick up on clues throughout. When Tony preps the sitting room for Lesgate's arrival and the following conversation, every action he has is visible throughout for the audience to see. I do think there is one beat that comes off a little heavy-handed involving an ice pick, which could have been pulled back just a little, but otherwise the scenic design and the direction of the action involved was masterfully executed. The whole design of the show was great, from Fabian Fidel Aguilar's gorgeous costumes to Emma Deane's simple but effective lighting, never over-dramatizing the mood with the lights. The one slight nitpick would be Kate Marvin's sound design, where I felt that the music that led into the show and was used during the scene changes was a touch loud, but seriously, that is a very minor nitpick. Small critiques aside, this is a glorious conclusion to Mark Lamos' tenure as artistic director at Westport Country Playhouse, and everyone should come and dial in for a killer good time. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Dial In for Murder, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Thank you all to my patrons on Patreon. Your support is eternally appreciated. If you'd like to become a patron, I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. You can also support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Legacy Theater's production of Musical of Musicals. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.